of truth and light, where the spirits dance all night. The Creator gang shines bright, guiding us with all their might. Trumpets sound across the sky as we raise our voices high, praising the one most high under the Oahspe's watchful eye. We sing songs of love and grace in this sacred space. For the Creator gang we embrace, their wisdom we chase, with trumpets playing in tune under the silvery moon. We dance until the morning sun, this connection never undone. Harmony in every beat, our faith is concrete. Through the pages of the Oahspe, ancient wisdom on display, teaching us the righteous way, leading us to a brighter day. With each trumpet blast, we're reminded of the past and the love that will ever last in this divine contrast. United in spirit, we uplift and hear it. We sing songs of love and grace in this sacred space. For the Creator gang we embrace, their wisdom we chase, with trumpets playing in tune under the silvery moon. We dance until the morning sun, this connection never undone. We sing songs of love and grace in this sacred space. For the Creator gang we embrace, their wisdom we chase, with trumpets playing in tune under the silvery moon. We dance until the morning sun, this connection never undone.
That's right, right back like I left something, your hostess with the mostest holding that fire like a roach clip, your naga, your nerve, fresh up off of that curved jelly, jamming, preserve, Cosmonia, huh? Cloud kicker up early in the morning, kicking clouds. You dig what I'm talking about? You know, with the whirlwind way that Oahspe got introduced to the world, you know, really with the horsemen, Selah Shalom, and you know, the gang, you dig what I'm talking about? It was kind of whirlwind, you know, things kind of came out of nowhere and just snowballed to the point where we at right now, where in fact we are the true pinnacle of spiritual work on the planet, man. Those who standing by the Creator, man, unstoppable. Why? Because Creator is undefeated. But with the way we came out, the way we was kicking butt, taking names, you dig what I'm saying? We might have caused a couple little feelings to be hurt. You dig what I'm saying? You know, with the nature of Oahspe, how it was brought about and all these things, you dig what I'm saying? And you know, why it came across so masterful, powerful, clear. You dig what I'm saying? It took down a lot of ideologies, the Hebrew, Christian, Muslim. You dig what I'm talking about? Ideologies, many of these ideologies we dealing with today, right? It cleared some of the fog away and allowed us to see them in a more down to earth, objective way, with no belief needed. You know what I mean? You can just go back into the historical record to check if it's true. But the way it came out, barnstorming like that, and then me personally, I don't make it no better. You dig what I'm talking about? Got this big old mouth. You dig what I'm talking about? And I ain't too much scared of nothing. You dig what I'm saying? In heaven or earth, I ain't even scared of death no more. That's the crazy part of Oahspe, is that liberating. So with those, standing on things like that, making these bold claims, and then turn around and improving them objectively, and then explaining their spiritual tie and relevance. You dig what I'm talking about? Had her standing out a lot, but it caused a lot of animosity. And with that, a lot of the origin and what Oahspe is, how it got here, its whole purpose, a lot of that got, kind of thrown by the wayside a little bit. You dig what I'm saying? Not that nobody wanted to hear it. They obviously wanted to hear what. Come on, Cosmo, we know you, cuz why are you touting this book? We know you not no dummy. We know you not slow. What is in that book that got you going like that? And it was just a lot of truth. Objective truth that, not just on the authority of some God or Lord or Savior telling me, but was objective, could be proved axiomatically. You dig what I'm talking about? Through facts and figures. You know what I mean? It explained this creator force that I had always been looking for, that told me it was called God. Huh? He told me that was God. Religion did. Told me the thing that was outside and inside of me was God. Right? They got it half right. The thing that is inside of me is God, but the thing that outside of me creates God. See, religion dumbs us down to the point to where we're looking for deities outside of ourselves, which is the main cause of the God spell in itself. Salute to everybody that's coming in early in the morning, man. We just cooking, man. This is Jehovah Chronicles number 262. Slowly but surely moving this thing on up. Number 262. The origin of Oahspe. This is not going to be long. We're just going to read through some of the words of one of the what I call some of the greatest faithists to ever touch this planet. And we're going to get into some of the words of his preface, and that is in Oahspe, written by none other than the big dog himself, Wing Anderson. Right? One day, I'm gonna just have to break down. Shout out my big sis, man. She used to get up in the mornings and she used to read out of the book, Oahspe, different books and whatever. You dig what I'm saying? I think I'm gonna have to follow in that model sometimes, because there's a book I want to read to y'all, and why I say Wing Anderson is one of the greatest faithists of all time. He wrote a book, right? Not only for what he was doing, but the information that he was dropping. Wing Anderson has one of the greatest faithist books that I called that I and have seen next to those of Susan B. Martinez and John Deming. Wing wrote a book called The Prophetic Years. It's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece, y'all. It's so great. I'm going to just tell you the conclusion. The conclusion that you get out of The Prophetic Years is that the biblical timeline that's in Revelation has already been done. It's already played out. It's over with. It happened. Right? So a lot of the narrative and all that stuff, he doesn't even deny. He explains it in its spiritual way and shows you what happened physically on earth to prove that the quote unquote end times of the Bible and the old, end times of the world and all that eschatological research, that somebody gonna come back and die and, kill the world and it's gonna be a new world and all that stuff. He goes on to prove it objectively that it already happened, that Bible, the end, right? Revelations already happened. And it has been over with since 1953. Boom. Boom, man. So once you get into William Anderson work, man, he opened you up a little bit. You dig what I'm talking about? Allow you to expand your borders. You dig what I'm saying? But we're going to go ahead and cook for a second. You dig what I'm saying? And we're going to jump right in. Love, light, balance out there to the faithists. CGG, man, create a gang, man. Hey, you bring them, we raise them.
Jehovih is as near this day as in the time of the ancients. Put yourself in order, becoming one with him. And no book is so easily read as his created universe. Inspiration comes less by books than by what Jehovih wrote. His worlds read him and his works. Frame your speech and your thoughts for him. He will answer you in your own behavior and in the happiness of your soul. Great wisdom cannot be attained in a day, nor purity and strength to overcome temptation, till the growth is from the foundation. The fool will say, the sacred books are no more than man of his own knowledge could write. Yet he has not wisely imitated the power of the words of your God. Let him do this well, and behold, he will also declare my words are from me. Yes, he will recognize them wherever found. It is the will and wish of your God that all men become constitutionally capable of receiving and comprehending the highest life, and that they shall no longer depend upon any priest, church, oracle, holy book, or upon consulting the spirits, and that their behavior may make the earth a place of peace, with long life to all people, for the glory of Jehovah. To his Etherian gods and goddesses, Jehovah said, as you have founded arcs of light in my Etherian heavens, to determine the travel of my corporeal worlds, so shall my God of the earth inspire mortals to build lighthouses for man's ships that travel on the oceans, and those who travel in the ships. And those on the land shall know when a ship nears the port, even as you see my traveling earth approaching the place of Oahspe. For this shall be an illustration to mortals, that I have appointed cycles of times and dawns of times, with gods and goddesses to superintend my creations in tenderness and love, lest by chance man becomes despondent, saying, alas, Jehovah did not provide in wisdom commensurate with the magnificence of his creations. Behold, the time draws near when the nations of the earth shall course around the whole earth in ships, crossing the seas and oceans to all the places I created.
Yeah, I feel good right now. The atmospheric, green skies, the gang coming. I be in and out, so leave that thing running. Purify is preferred. Higher frequency, a higher bird. I observe on a different nerve. Breaking codes, I am the yoga. Deadly as a Ruger, straight and a shooter. Out the holster with this mudra, inoculation with the wisdom. Creator shape my prism and hit them with no schisms. Perfect. Reason turn the light up. Y'all disappointing like 9 to 5 and some write-ups. Something rearranged, let that boy cook. Organization 33, stay up in them books. Lead them boys shook. 46 divided, yeah, I'm Fort Michael. It was only rifle that I came up in this cycle. They say they gangsters, but they telling it. Step outside, take off my shoes and let the sun hit my melon, hit my had really learned that the herb beat the medicine. It's the same matrix, so who you think you better than? Perfect.
Shout out my dog Bronze. Yo, you dig what I'm talking about? Organization 33, him and Lou Shoe banging on them, banging on that bees daily. Man, shout out my dog Zay coming through, man, bringing everybody over here, tapping in from the Aboriginal and you know thinking mind side of this world. You dig what I'm talking about? The people who, you dig what I'm saying, are not just gonna take anything that anybody say to them at face value. They're gonna look into everything, and this is why I wanted to bring this out. You dig what I'm talking about? We came in this game. Shout out to the 4 horsemen, man. You dig what I'm talking about? Shout out to the gang. Shout out to the horsemen. Shout out for everybody coming through. Shout out for those on the Aboriginal wavelength, Indian wavelength, coming back home, understanding that even if you do got some African in you, you got some of this nigga in you because you was raised up in America, right? Get on side with the people who are winning. You dig what I'm talking about? So with that, man, you know, like I was stating before, you dig what I'm saying? We came in the game, man, with the whirlwind. You dig what I'm talking about? With the vortex, handing out haymakers. So it was a lot of feelings. You dig what I'm saying? Being caused up, being kicked up, but nobody ever stopped to think, why y'all can't whoop Cosmo? If this book is just, you know, Dr. Seuss or, red fish, blue fish, one fish, two. If Oahspe is that, why y'all can't whoop it? And then remember, we over here putting our foot on the God's neck. It's not y'all fault y'all was indoctrinated. It's the God's fault. Somebody gonna get some get back. And it's that time. This is why we the horsemen. See, they lied about everything. Remember in the Bible, they say the horsemen begin the end times peril. You dig what I'm talking about? The great eschatological end of the earth, right? These 4 people supposed to come up out of nowhere spitting this doctrine about murder, death, kill, war, famine, all this, right? What we learned through Oahspe is actually it's not our end, it's the end of the false gods. That's why they worried about it. Prophecy is personal, right? So right, and didn't know religion teach us how to do it, right? It's not guesswork either. It don't just spooky come out the air. That's not what it is, right? All things are governed by rules, right? And one of the rules of prophecy is mathematics. So to say you know one is to say you know the other. Also, prophecy, to say you know prophecy is to say you know cosmogony. So it all ties in, and what we end up learning is that all is one, right? This is why I cover so many paradigms. People be saying Cosmo crazy, but because he be over here, he be doing this, he be talking about this. Well, why should I be pigeonholed? Why should you? Right? Why would you want to pigeonhole yourself? Right? But the dope part is, you dig what I'm saying? You ain't got to just take my opinion about it. Right? There have been people who've been doing this, been dead 100 years of damn so, and they left behind their work and what they was doing, and they spoke about it. Right? and because, we came in like titans, whooping everything. We whooped on everybody. I just got the little Buddhist cat over there on DMG channel. Whooped on him. Showed that he didn't even know what he was reading. Right? He thought that the Bhagavad Gita's, you dig what I'm talking about, were something separate than the Mahabharata. Boy, it's just one section in it. So I went and whooped on him fast. Right? And what we getting back to is that oneness that our ancient ancestors in America had with the Great Spirit. And we learned into that culture, right, is actually science, technology, engineering, and math. I know a lot of the stuff I be saying sound wild out, but I don't never say nothing that can't be proved. This is why I show y'all everything. And then the dope part about Oahspe is, think about it. If this is supposed to be a book purportedly from the creator, and it's supposed to be telling man about creation, how it's done, and blah, 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 not only is you got to say it, nigga, you got to turn around and then prove it. You got to give me the information on how to prove what you saying is true in real time. Oahspe that information. Right? This is why it's dope. You see what I'm saying? Because it's telling you stuff happened or, before it did. You dig what I'm saying? Before we knew it existed. Right? So I just wanted to give this little intro real quick. This is the Wing Anderson's preface to Oahspe, right? You dig what I'm saying? It says, let me get a little something in the background right here. You dig what I'm talking about? Shout out to everybody for coming through, man. Love, light, balance out there to the faith that you dig what I'm saying. We just gonna get into, because we didn't really get to. And then, most people came in with the cognitive dissonant. Oh, it's a white man. It's a religion. Understanding Oahspe ain't here it's not a religion, and it's not here to take yours from you. You dig what I'm talking about? It's here to reveal the what's after that. What's next? Okay, now you done been the best Christian you can be. Now what? Are you stagnant for the rest of your life? Huh? How you go about getting even more right? Right? And when you understand this stuff and you just read it, right? First thing, just read it. And see, this is the dope part. We're in the information era, man. Every one of us got a supercomputer in our pocket. Right? It ain't even hard to get this information no more. You dig what I'm saying? The point is to not believe it. Go through it. Check it. Yays and nays. And then make your mind up by the axioms, the facts and figures, scientific method, objective proof, what's commonly known. Make your goddamn mind up the best that you know, so at least you know it. Because guess what you can't do once you know something? You can't believe it. You can't believe and know a thing at the same time. It's an impossibility. Right? You either know it or you don't. You either believe it or you don't. And if you believe it, you don't know it. Let me see. It's blew up as big as I can get it, really, y'all. This is from Wing Anderson's preface to Oahspe. It says, origin of Oahspe. Look, if you notice also, it don't say origins. This thing came one time to one person, right? It ain't got a whole bunch of 1,000 niggas writing 1,000 different books. You don't know who wrote what. Obviously, Moses didn't write Torah, especially in the Bible, that it reveals that Ezra wrote it during Babylonian captivity. Huh? I'm just saying. Right? So, and then Ezra admits that before his time, the law was burned. So you trying to tell me Moses writ this and you writ it? El Capitan. Right? So notice it don't come from no whole bunch of people. Right? And no stuff. Right? Now watch this. Origin of Oahspe with hints to the reader. Right? Oahspe, pronounced Oahspe, not ocean spray, not waspy. Ain't no wah sound in it. Ain't no wah. It's O-ah. Right? Watch this. Oahspe is the most astonishing book in the English language. Check. I'm going to go ahead and just double down on this. Y'all ain't got to believe me, but I guarantee you, if you crack the book, I'm going to go double down on what Wing Anderson said, and I'm going to say the information in Oahspe in any language, it is still the most astonishing book on this planet, bar none. If you have read Oahspe and you know that I'm not lying, hit me with a vortex in the chat. Hit me with a vortex in the chat. Iceberg, Slim, Right, Rims through the suburbs. What's up? Yafa, JBC, Daryl Cosmon, Captain up in this thing, Bishop up in this thing, Clayco up in this thing, Elijah up in this thing. What's the word, Jelly Birds? Tabitha up in this thing. What's the word? Jazz up in this thing. Tanithia. What up, though? You dig what I'm talking about? We just raising up the vibration. Kila. Imam Mahali up in this thing. Listen, my imams have always been better than your imams, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Shout out Imam Mahalia. Shout out Imam Ahuba. Shout out my OG. You dig what I'm talking about? You know what it is. Prince Cosmon, huh? Young Judah Vaughn up in this thing. What's the word? Jelly bird. You dig what I'm talking about? Angelic. Hey. Spinning like a vortex. Like a vortex. Like a vortex. We gon' spin it like a vortex. Like a vortex. Anyways, right? I ain't gonna lie. Oahspe the dopest book in the world, bro. If anybody's ever read it, hit me with a vortex in the chat. They'll tell you I'm not lying. I'm not lying. It's the most astounding thing you've ever read. But let's get into some of these origins, because a lot of the questions that everybody that I had, everybody got. Right? But your boy Wing Anderson, go ahead and break it down a little bit, and he gets into the origins. You dig what I'm talking about? So let's see what Wing got to say. Oahspe is the most astonishing book in the English language. Oahspe means sky, O, earth, Ah, and Spa, spirit. and is titled and is the title to a new Bible. Now, see, right here is where people get thrown off. They think when you say Bible, that instantly it means Christian and spooky gods and all that stuff, but that's not what a Bible is, right? A Bible is a collection of books or scrolls put together, right? Watch this, right? What's the definition of Bible? Ain't got nothing to do with Christian. Got nothing to do with, in fact, religion. There were Bibles before there was the Christian God. Check. Right? Before Abrahamic religions existed, right? There were already Biblos or Bibles. Watch this. What's the literal definition of Bible? The word Bible actually derives from the Egyptian word for parchment, which means Biblos. This word was expanded in its Greek form. So it went from Egyptian to Greek. The Greek word is biblios. And what does that mean? It means books or scrolls. That's all it means. So when they talk about Oahspe is a new Bible, it's just a new collection of books and scrolls. Right? Don't look at it no more than that. The hard part is for y'all to not look at Bible like it's not more than that. Remember, what is many of our viewpoint on religion and Bible today? We coming at it really in two ways. We either fear it or we hate it. So as soon as people say Bible, they instantly cut they stop listening. You dig what I'm talking about? And I'm not. You can't be mad at them for that. Look at what religion has done. So now you think I'm gonna get up here and tout religion? Y'all ain't been watching, right? And that's why I keep staying punching. You dig what I'm saying? Stay in motion. You got to be able to move, dip and dive. You dig what I'm talking about? Anybody want to come on, just chit chat with your cousin? You dig what I'm saying? Just come on in. Hold on. I'll drop the link in the chat. Anybody want to come on in, just build. You dig what I'm talking about? Because we just going to see what they say. I ain't about what Cosmon say. Right? It ain't about what I'm saying. But we know a Bible is just a collection of scrolls and books put into one. Right? So Oahspe means, this is what Oahspe mean, y'all. It means sky, earth, spirit. And is the title to a new Bible, a new collection of books given to the world in the year 1881. Now, although this book is over a half century old, showing that how old this is, because it's been 100 years since this time, right? We're in the 177th year of the Cosmon era, right? Roughly 150 years past 1881. You dig what I'm talking about? We over 144 years in right now. Almost a century and a half old. Right? Now, although this book, how did I do that? How was I able to put it on the timeline? Right? Oahspe teaches you how to use the sun and the moon to tell time. No more Gregorian calendar, no more Justinian calendar, no more being worried about, am I in the right time, being tricked by this and this, and yeah. We can get rid of all that, right? Start to make history clear itself right up. Now, although this book is over a half century, it's actually a century and a half old. It has had 2 editions and many printings in the U.S., 3 editions and many printings in England. It is little known by the Bible reading public. Strange as the book itself is the account of its birth. a graduate in both medicine and dentistry, Dr. John B. Newborough was also gifted with astonishing extrasensory perception. For many years, his hobby was psychic research. So they knew JBN in the times. This is what I'm telling you. Even the highest grade mystics of the world, they went to JBN to see if they was the real deal, right? JBN was such the real deal that he checked everybody else to see if y'all was real. So my question is, why don't they have a real picture of JBN? Watch this. Watch this. Look. They only got one picture of this man. Watch this. And it ain't even a picture. It's a lithogram. Watch this. Watch this. Picture of John Balu Newborough. Watch this. They only got one picture of this man. Watch this. Look. Look. It's the same exact picture. Huh? Look. One of the most famous men in the world. A damn rock star. Prince Judah Vaughn. Huh? Prince Cosmon up in this thing. What's the word, Jelly Bird?
Love, light, and Cosmon to the fist in the building, bro. Your little brother, you already know, man. I just want to come eat some of this good breakfast you cooking up.
Oh yeah, we sizzling. We cooking with grease right now. Look, it ain't no other pictures of this man. One of the most famous men in the world. He would have been on par with the Harry Houdinis. You dig what I'm talking about? He would have been more famous than what's your boy that does all the writings? The black guy. Sheesh, what's his name? And they got him as the same picture of Nat Turner and him got the same damn face. Same picture. Come on, man. He started the Freedmen's Bank. Why is his name slipping my mind? Y'all know who I'm talking about, right? The black dude that started the Freedmen's Bank.
Yeah, I heard of him before. I can't call his name.
Damn. And they got the picture for him and Nat Turner is the same person.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Listen, what I'm saying is not Booker T. No, it's before Booker T time. This is the 1800s, 1860s, and all that shit. Anyways, right? This dude is way more famous. John Balu Newborough at the time is way more famous than them. And they got this guy photographed to the hilt doing everything. Speeches and all type. And he's supposed to be a black slave in the 1860s. I'm saying a guy who had already been famous before then, had already hit it rich in the gold fields of California. Right? Was already known to be a highly regarded medium and clairvoyant, right? So much so that they sent niggas that they thought was clairvoyant to him, and he proved if they was the real deal or not. Why y'all ain't got a real picture of this man? Huh? Y'all ain't got a real picture of this man? Look. Put all this fading and shading and to try to hide the fact that look at the pixels on it. These pixels are impossible in 1881. What I'm telling y'all is this ain't John Balu Newborough. We ain't sure of that. We ain't sure of that. Right? We're not sure. Why? Because there's no way a dude, he's a rock star. Right? He's a rock star. There's no way nobody know who this dude is that don't got a real picture of this guy. It looks like iconoclasm or whitewashing.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't even know if JBN is a white nigga. We not sure of that. You can't be so sure of that no more. Huh? Because we see what they do with all the great black minds and inventors and thinkers of the world. They turn them into white people.
Facts.
This is called iconoclasm, right? So for all of those who thought we was just out here blindly touting the words of a white doctor dentist from Ohio, nigga, no. The dope part about Oahspe is JBN tell you out his mouth, I didn't know none of this. This didn't come from me. This came from some source outside of myself, but through me. I didn't write none of this. I read it when you read it. Right? And the crazy part is, if he was this evil white man who was a slave master and all this, he's just an evil white man, why wouldn't he take credit for it? That'd be like, listen, Oahspe so dope. That'd be like Michael Jackson not taking credit for Thriller. That'd be like the Beatles not taking credit for Yellow Submarine.
Right.
Huh? It don't make sense. Right? And then once you read Oahspe, you know goddamn well ain't no man know none of this.
Come on, man. It's too deep.
Ain't no way.
It's too high up. Too high up.
Ain't no way. To tell a man to tell man how the sun was made, you gotta be there. Right? If you gonna tell man how the sun was made, nigga, you had to have been there. Wasn't no man there. And yet it tells you step by step how to create a sun. Ooh-wee. Oahspe different. Right? It's different. Right? Strange as the book itself is the account of its birth. A graduate in both medicine and dentistry, Dr. John B. Newborough was also gifted with astonishing extrasensory perception. For many years, his hobby was psychic research. Many of the foremost mediums of half the century ago were guests in his home. These are the Allan Kardecks of the world. And everybody you thought was a mystic, they got proved or disproved by JBN. Ain't nobody got a picture of this nigga. Huh? Nobody got a picture of this nigga.
Yeah, that don't make no sense, man.
But you got pictures of slaves. By name. Okay. Many of the foremost mediums of a half a century ago were guests in his home and were put through their paces. What? I showed you if you was real. Why? Because I'm real. That's the dope part about JBN. This is
real, recognized real, boy.
He was known as having extrasensory perception since a kid. Right? This is known. This is not like, and let's get this out, out the way too. How do you have so much history on a man? Man, they can tell you everything about JBN. Right? Everything. From where his great-great-grandkids is today to his family, where they come from, and all that. You dig what you know all these behind the scene things, and nobody got a picture of this nigga. A real one.
Right.
Mind you, he was loaded. JBN was already rich. Remember, he hit it rich in the gold fields twice. You dig what I'm saying? Twice. Mm-hmm. Right? So by 21, JBN was already loaded. He was born in 28. They found gold in 49. 48, 49. So he was only 20, 21. You tell me that he ain't had no camera? He was able to just go out and buy a brand new typewriter in 1881 that was brand new. It'd be like buying a car or a computer in the 80s.
Yeah, boy had money.
$4,000. He had that, it was like like $200 or something at the time. But you dig what I'm saying? $250 something or something at the time. And but that's equivalent to like $5,000, $4,000 at the time. He just had that to drop, to just go get a typewriter. You trying to tell me this man ain't had no pictures?
Probably had a house full of photos.
Come on, man. You know he did, just like everybody else got them. But look, they went to JBN and get put to their paces in efforts of Dr. Newborough to determine the truth or falsity of spirit phenomena. Now, after several years of playing around with various mediums, the good doctor became disgusted with the vacuity, or the level and type of the good doctor became disgusted with the vacuity of the things they told him while under spirit influence, right? Now, convinced that he was contacting out-of-body intelligences, right? This JBN, he was also disgusted with the low grade of intelligence displayed by them. A sincere seeker after spiritual light, Dr. Newborough was, mind y'all, he's a doctor. Dr. Newborough was impressed with the thought that he could become pure himself if he would attract the attention of the type of spirit intelligence he sought to commune with. So he got it in his mind that maybe if he became pure, purer spirits would come to him and give him a higher understanding. Right? Yeah. Now, the years between 1871 and 1881 were spent in the spiritual purification, during which time he became aware of spiritual guidance. So mind you, he was born in 28. So
1828.
So he 53 at the time? In 81? Yeah. So from 43 to 53, right? They were spent in spiritual purification, during which time, 10 years, y'all, during which time he became aware of spiritual guidance, instructed to purchase a typewriter, but must not read what he was writing until it was completed. Now, at the end of a year, because it took a year to write Oahspe, at the end of a year, when the manuscript was completed, he was instructed to read and publish the book titled Oahspe, A New Bible. Right? Now, Oahspe purports to have been written by the command of God. Right? Listen. By the command of God, who states that he, God, is not the creator. Huh?
Oh, wait.
This is what's going on in Oahspe. God, in the Bible, God tells you he is the creator. In Oahspe, God states, who is still nonetheless real, right? States that he is not the creator, but is simply the chief executive officer, the CEO, like the president, similar to the president of the United States for our planet Earth, though. He the head manager. He the chief executive officer of earth. That's what God is. He didn't make earth. He just manages it. God explains who the creator is and also makes clear the difference between Lord God, and the creator. Huh? Yeah, makes sense.
Crystal clear.
Can't be a Lord God. They're different words.
Right.
So they got to do two different things. Well, the Lord God can't be God because the Lord God is different than what God is. But what y'all don't know is religion deified the God and indoctrinated man into believing God was the creator, right?
False God.
When it is very obvious that God and creator are two different words and they do two different things, no different than Lord and God is two different words that do two different things. See how simple that is?
Very simple.
Puts you down and don't tell you the difference. They don't tell you that Lord, God are all angels. One time living, breathing man that came out of a woman.
Those are titles given to
titles,
angels,
earned jobs. Didn't he just tell you it's the CEO, the chief executive officer? God is a job.
No, Cosmon. Lord
no, Cosmonian. This strange book informs us that the world entered a new era in the year 1848. Did y'all know we was in a new era? Now, how the new is supposed to say year is different from those which preceded it, and what changes will come to humanity within the next few years. Dig this. Dr. George Lawton of Columbia University recently made a study to discover the most important questions to youngsters from 14 to 18. Their questions arranged in order of frequency asked. Now, they were, why are we born? And what use is life? What makes people unkind, selfish, etc.? What is platonic love and what is true love? They also asked, is there a God? This is the most frequently asked questions by 14 to 18-year-olds. Is there such a thing as reincarnation? And what happens to our souls after we die? And why should there be wars? And why do people go to war? These are questions from 14 to 18. The funny part is y'all asking the same questions now. We all are. You never stopped asking.
Facts.
Right? Now we got some answers and niggas want to turn away from the answers.
They're not good men. All good men ask these questions for the reason of getting the answer.
Watch this. Why should there be wars? And why do people go to war? And why does a new scene seem to have happened before? Why does it seem like we in a new world and there was one before this? What makes the world rotate? Flat earth heads, y'all my babies, but come on now. Y'all be telling me it don't rotate. Y'all be telling me it ain't moving. It's an infinite plane. It's flat. Cosmon ain't nothing moving. Oh, Lord.
The 14-year-olds say why it's spinning.
Right. It's objective. You can see it spinning. Right? So, it's a what makes the world rotate? And why don't we feel it? Why must man worship something? Not only is every question in there listed answered in this book, which can justly be termed the miracle of a century.
Wow.
Oahspe answers every one of these questions. I'm not lying, y'all. Why are we born? What is the use of life? What makes people unkind and selfish? What's the difference between platonic love and true love? Is there a God? Is there such thing as reincarnation? What happens to us after we die? Oahspe got a step-by-step booklet for you to get your game on track and not your wig pushed back. Why must man worship something? Right? Every question is answered in Oahspe. Whether you believe it or not, it don't matter. You dig what I'm talking about? That's all up to you. Ain't nobody asking you to believe nothing. We saying check it out.
Man, you're gonna have to check it out eventually, because you see, this say the 14 and 18-year-olds, but my little niece, she was 6 years old, asking me why everything's spinning, Uncle. She was only 6 years old, and she was like, why is the sun spinning and the moon and everything spinning? Right. She asked me that, and I could give her an answer straight from the vortex, baby. Vortex.
They call it Taurus. You dig what I'm talking about? It's spinning. Now, not only is every question in their list answered in this book, which can justly be termed the miracle of the century, but Oahspe also answers, right? On answers will be found to every spiritual, intellectual, and listen, y'all, economic question man is capable of asking. This is why they say, Cosmon, you think you know everything. I know a little about a lot, though.
Right.
I don't know everything.
Here a little, very little.
And I know a lot about a few things. Right?
Right.
Oahspe is made up of 36 books covering the history of the planet, the history of the human race, the history of every major religion. See, they think Oahspe is religion. No, it tells you why religion. But it gives you the history of every major religion, past and present. Every one of them. I'm not lying, bro. I'm telling you.
Man, that's cold.
I ain't lying, man.
I know you're not. I didn't read through Oahspe, so I know what you're talking about.
All you gotta do is read it.
That's all you gotta do.
Cause like trying to hop in, I'm gonna read this. I think I'm gonna, if I read this one book, I got the gist of it. It don't even work like that. And if you read out of order,
right, it say that in the beginning.
Yeah, if you read it out of order, you gonna get mixed up. Cause you gonna think something is one way and it's not. You gonna miss it because you missed that 4 or 5 books ago. That don't work no more. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
So, just like fires in hell, niggas think hell got fire in it. It don't. It ain't had none since for 6,000 years. But I keep telling you. Why? Because it's that fear-based doctrine. Now, look, Oahspe give you the history of the human race. Where do white people come from?
The moon?
Yeah, that's what they think.
Man, I swear. That's hilarious.
Listen, I done heard them tell them, listen, I'm not playing. I done heard them say that they was aliens, that they from another planet, that they come from monkeys. They got dog, pig, and rat in them. I done heard some stuff. You dig what I'm talking about? I done heard some stuff.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. You dig what I'm saying? But they give you a history. A common sense way to, you know what I mean, to make what you seeing make sense.
And man, right? that timeline is cold too. Man, a lot of cats ain't really they ain't seeing the cosmology on the timeline like Oahspe has it laid out nowhere else. But it takes time to understand the ages. It takes time. You got to sit down with Oahspe, man, and listen to Selah's videos, man, because that's a whole library of information, a whole like Big Bro Mally say, that's a whole university of knowledge.
Yeah. And you did what I'm talking about. Selah a little more. He a little more.
Yeah, he a little bit more like a professor with it when it comes to it.
He a little more accommodating.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you.
Right.
You
Bang that thing out.
You ain't. You dig what I'm talking about? You gonna catch it or you ain't. But we gonna go past. We gonna keep going forward, right? And I'll come back and test you on it and see if you got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We not gonna wait. I ain't waiting on nobody. You dig what I'm talking about? You got the we gonna rise everybody up at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But if we gotta put the since y'all scared of hell anyway, right? Since we gotta put the fire up under your ass, put that knowledge up on you. You dig what I'm talking about? Raise you up and everybody get on the same level. That's when we move, y'all. Right? It's easy.
So when did Wing Anderson write this particular text right here? What year was this?
This would have been in the 1930s.
Oh, 1930s. Oh, okay. So this is more recent.
Yeah.
I don't know why my mind was back further.
Yeah. No, this is 1930s.
This is 100 years ago.
Yeah, 100 years ago. It's been 50 years since Oahspe for him. So let's just say 1931.
Okay.
It's damn near 100 years for us since that time.
Mm-hmm.
95 years, whatever.
Right.
All right. But Oahspe does give a history of the planet, creation and all, history of the human race, creation and all, right? The history of every major religion, the who, what, when, where, and why of every religion, past and present, and an analysis of today and prophecy for tomorrow, all in one book. Christian peoples have been praying for centuries. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, without knowing what God's will is either, or in heaven, or what his kingdom is like. Oahspe gives a full and complete description of many of the heavens of the earth with a picture of God's kingdom and the statement of when and how this kingdom will come on earth. What he's saying is, for how many thousands of years have they been saying the Lord's Prayer? And in the Lord's Prayer, they say, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, right? Well, true God is not here today to, take your religion from you or to prove it. He's trying to ask you who's ready to bring that kingdom into realization.
Right. Through deeds, works, actions.
Right. Who's ready to
helping
bring
your brothers and sisters?
And that's not just a hope. Y'all been asking for this. You've been asking for this.
Grandmama been praying, taught us to pray that when we was baby.
Y'all been praying since the time of Jeebus. Y'all been praying since Jeebus. What y'all been praying? That the kingdom would come here on earth. Well, this is when it started in 1881. 33rd year of the Cosmon era. Y'all asked this. Now you trying to deny it? Nah, you can't. Right? Now, in some form, directly or implied, the kingdom of heaven, the millennium, the fifth monarchy, the theocratic commune, the social commonwealth, or the information era, the golden era, whatever you want to call it, right, is an essential feature in every Bible in existence. Let that sink in a second. Now, in no other book or Bible will so clear a picture be found of the golden days of peace. But y'all talk about Atlantis. Y'all talk about Lemuria. Y'all talk about Mu. Y'all didn't even know that they were states of being. It's like it's the way a people lived.
Right.
Right?
Even Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is at hand. It's right in front of you. It's what you're doing.
It's in you. You dig what I'm talking about? The crazy part. That is in you and without you.
Right.
Right? So they
Right
be
now.
talking about these golden days of peace and all this stuff. Yeah. That stuff just old. But you got the memory of that Vortexian record in your blood. Hush your mouth. You want to go in the cage? You want to go in there? Get in there. That's what I thought. Thank you, sir. Right?
Yeah, it's within
But it
you.
says that in no other book or Bible will so clear a picture be found of these golden days. This Atlantean time, this Lemurian time, this time of Mu, this great panic time of the earth. Huh? When it was quote unquote all one and it was all good. And, well, when was that? When did it happen? Why did it stop? Oahspe is gives you them type of answers. Huh? In no other book or Bible will so clear a picture be found of the golden days of peace and plenty to be inherited by our children. Yes, it happens again. Huh? Did God tell you to be scared? It's the end time, Prince Cosma. You're going to die, sir.
The Canaanite gods.
You dig what I'm talking about?
Ain't no fear here.
Yeah, the Canaanite gods. Hold on one second. Let me I gotta take this real quick. All right. So it says in no other Bible book will so clear a picture be found of the golden days of peace and plenty to be inherited. So it's coming again, y'all, by our children. Huh? I don't know that the faith is going to dominate and take over the world. Not by shooting shots and killing people by raising that vibratory rate. See, we know how to make killers. We know how to make warriors. How do you make prophets? How do you make sachems? How do you make sagamores? How do you make witch doctors? How you make a clairvoyant?
Right.
Huh? How you make somebody clairaudient?
Man.
Oahspe that information. One of the strangest books in this strange volume is titled Cosmogony and Prophecy. We're not just talking about that. First of all, when you're saying cosmogony, you mean prophecy. Right? But when you say prophecy, that means cosmogony. Look, they work hand in hand, left, right, up, down, black, white, positive, negative.
No guesswork.
Ain't no guesswork in it. Ain't no trick to it. It's just math. And having the faith and understanding that math works.
That's dope. Man,
to make it that simple. Right? Let alone that plays out on a higher spiritual level. Jaja Cole.
Cold, boy.
Now, it says one of the strangest books is titled Cosmogony and Prophecy. This book tells us what light, what heat, what electricity, gravity, etc. are.
Naga.
Yeah. You think it's God. No. The book of Earth, Sky, and Spirit tells us what light, heat, electricity, gravity, etc. are. And what causes them. And what holds planets in their places. What gives the many cycles of time used by the ancients in their tables of prophecy. Didn't our ancients have the tables of prophecy? Well, how you read them? Yeah, we know they got them. Nigga, can you read them? Man, share the live out.
Yeah, share, like, share, subscribe.
We 70 from 1,000. Subscribe. What I'm telling you, you ain't got an OG that break it down like this. You ain't got one. Huh? You ain't got an OG that'll whoop your ass.
Salute to the four horsemen.
Huh? Whoop your ass, heal you up, and then raise you up. You ain't got an OG that can bounce his 6'4" and then break down Sino-Luminomics.
Hey, that's real tough.
You ain't got one of them. Right? You don't have a big homie who smoke blunts and break down cymatics.
Come on, man.
We in that era, y'all.
Salute to the real ones, man. Come on to the gang, man. Y'all tap in with big homie, man, because it's real light over here, for real. This Oahspe here different, man.
We in that era, y'all. Cosmon, see, a lot of people think Cosmon our name. It's not. Cosmon means balance. Daryl Cosmonian up in this thing.
Man, what my brother said,
call it equalizer.
Bringing that balance, boy. You got 7 seconds.
Man, you already know, man. Love and light to my brothers. Look, hey, Calvin, you got to send a brother this document, bro. You be holding back on people.
Oh, man, listen, man. You know what, Daryl Cosmo? I be forgetting I got shit. I'm sending this out. As a matter of fact, I'm putting this in the tab right now.
Hey, he's a super scholar. Calvin, a super scholar. He be digging up all the elders' paperwork.
Damn right. I sure do. I dig up all that stuff.
Hey, listen, bro, you hit an excellent point when you brought up JBN's photo. I never even caught that. Not that I was ever looking for it, but I never even noticed that that's the only photo that exists of him. You don't see him doing anything else, no charity work, no dentistry, nothing. You just got that portrait.
And he a superstar. Yeah, he's all in print. This nigga got he got like 16, 17, 20 books.
Yeah.
He got like 7, 8 patents. He hit it rich twice in the gold field.
Yeah.
One in Australia and one in America.
Yeah.
Right.
Man.
And he hit for a 250,000 lick then. Right? That's millions and millions of dollars today. Right? So the whole idea that he needed to run the howling, and we gotta question all this.
Yeah.
Right? We gotta question all this. You dig what I'm saying? So, cause I don't know, man. You know, the information is too right for anything on the outside to be smelling funny.
Right.
So if it's smelling funny, it stand out from this sweet odor that we got on everything else.
Right. We got to question everything, and Oahspe is not exempt from that. Right. Or anything that has to do with Oahspe inside and outside. I said, where did Prince go? Prince dipped out?
I think he's still. Hold on. Oh, he might have fell down.
Yeah. And but yeah, Oahspe ain't exempt to that, brother. You know. And then listen, I like how you put me on game with this one myself. I love how you broke down what a Bible is.
Yeah.
I love how you broke that down, because Oahspe really isn't called Oahspe Bible. It's just Oahspe. But you can consider it a Bible because it's a library of books. Is that Judah? He came back up?
Yeah, he came back up.
Yeah, my phone got too hot. I was sitting in the sunlight.
Yeah, so that was love that you put me and everybody else on game about what a Bible is, you know, because what happens is there's a difference between something that is a description, like a Bible is a description that describes a library of books.
Yeah.
And how you take a description and make it the formal name of a thing. Like the Holy Bible takes the description of a Bible and makes it a formal name. You see what I'm saying? And so that's the difference between the two, and that's where a lot of people get thrown off. And so whenever you take a description of a thing and make it a formal name of a thing, then people are always going to associate the description with the formal name of that thing.
Right.
So like, you see what I'm saying? So anytime, and it plays with my mind too, because because I had a problem with people associating pairing the Bible with the Oahspe, because I kept looking at it in the context of Holy Bible. Like, no, Oahspe ain't no Bible, but it is a Bible, but it ain't no Bible. You see what I'm saying? Like, it ain't the Holy Bible, but it's a Bible in the context that it has a collection of 36 books in it. You see what I'm saying? So yes, so that was an excellent breakdown.
Why does Daryl have that feeling? Why? Because it's the point of view that we have when we reference Bible.
Right.
We know charlatans are tied to it. We know false preachers and false everything is subjugated people, it's killed people. So we have a negative point of view on anything called Bible.
Right.
You did what I'm talking about? So this is why as soon as you say anything about a Bible, people done listening. They done. They listen, bro. We not going backwards. And I ain't mad at them. I'm not mad at them. But you can't let the hatred blind your eye to turn you away from knowledge. Right? Because there are a little scraps and scrapes of truth and all that stuff in the Bible. It is. And if that helps some people, you got to allow them to get that. Right? And don't hate them. That don't mean you got to use it, but you may have learned something from the Bible beforehand, right? That you still go by and unconsciously still rock with it. Right? But you still got that point of view, and that point of view is valid. But we want to take the spookiness, the hatred on the word Bible and remove it. You did what I'm talking about. So when you're talking about the Holy Bible of the Christians and a Biblios or a Bible, a collection of books, you can make it, you can know that one is just called a name and one is a actual thing, right? The actual thing is that a Bible is a collection of books. Any collection of books is a Bible.
Yeah, it's a library.
Right. It's just a library. Right. It's just a library. So so excellent breakdown, because that's a curse in my mind that I still to this day need to break. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, we all do. And see that's the thing. We got to be a little lighter on ourselves, but you dig what I'm saying? We also conditioned to fear, right? Remember, Christ told you fear is the beginning of knowledge. The fear of the Lord.
Proverbs 3:6 or Proverbs 2. Yeah.
It's the beginning of all knowledge.
3:7.
Right?
I think. Yeah.
3:7.
Fear. So with fear-based doctrines, what's impossible to do is when you're in fear is to think logically and clearly. Right? So you do what they ask you to do, right? Because once you're out of a section of cognitive dissonance, once somebody told you something you ain't never heard, the next or say something that shakes your cognitive dissonance, the next thing they say, right, is easier for a human to accept. This is why they tell you belief is only necessary.
Right.
You don't got to do anything.
Right. You ain't got to be accountable for your actions.
Right.
And being accountable for your actions lowers your grade. Not being accountable for your actions is lowers your grade.
Yeah. Not being accountable. Right. But when you're accountable, it raises them.
Right.
That's probably why that term accountability is being thrown around so much right now too, because it's time for us to level up. We got to start walking accountable for what we've done and do.
Right. You got to start. At some point, we got to start observing how our actions affect us and the brothers and sisters around us. You know what I'm saying? We affect everything, which is why Oahspe states on the very cover that we have a responsibility to the whole world, because your actions not only affect yourself, but it affects everybody in your environment.
Yep. Facts. It says, listen, Oahspe tell us what light, heat, electricity, gravity, and etc. are. And it tell us what make them.
Right.
Right? What holds the planets in a place? What make your planet have an orbit?
Right.
Right? Not only does it have an orbit, why does it revolve on its axis while it orbits?
High science.
But you got to add too, Calvin. You got to add too that not only does Oahspe reveal what electromagnetism is, but it revealed what electromagnetism is before it was discovered in reality what it really is.
Ooh.
Oof.
Yeah, that's higher science, man. Yeah, it said that in Oahspe it mentions the term atom in Oahspe when it means that man is a microcosm or just an atom of created earth. But they hadn't even discovered atoms until about 15, 20 years after that.
Yep.
After the book was written.
Yeah, something like that. I think if that's accurate, but I know the electron was discovered afterward. I think the atom, whether or not that was created before or after, is kind of shaky. But the electron for sure was discovered later, and the electron is mentioned in other terms in the Oahspe.
Well, what I know for a fact is the atomic parts of things, or the infinitesimal parts of things, were spoken about. Right. Earlier, but nobody had called it an atom before
I thought the Greeks.
90s. As a matter of fact, they were only being theorized about in 1881, and they were called corpuscles.
Right. That's right. It was called corpuscles. Correct. You're right about that.
They were called
corpuscles. It's called corpuscles or something like that. Yeah.
Yep. And look, Oahspe dope. It tells you what holds the planets in a place, what makes them. Right? There's a physical function in creation that creates. And it leaves a mark of its creator. Oh, shit.
The fingerprint.
Got to see that.
The fingerprint.
Oh, man.
That's the creator's fingerprint. Look at your fingerprint.
That vortex, God,
it's spiraling. Hey, look, it gives the many cycles of the times used by your ancient ancestors in their tables of prophecy. Do you know how to tell? Time using your ancient ancestors' tables of prophecy? I do. Did your creator teach you? Mine did. Now the question is, why didn't yours? Why? Because he was trying to get you to hide from this. Right? Remember, the false gods, any god of any sort. First of all, let me hip you this. If any god, anybody supposedly calling themselves God, Lord, all that, right? Asks for praise, he is false. Real God, true God, big bro, doesn't want your praise, don't need your nigga praise, and can't use your praise. He can't.
Your praise can't exalt him any higher than what he is already.
Why would he want your praise? Right? Because the purpose of a God is to constantly be given away. So if he got your praise, he'd have to turn around and give it to somebody else. He can only give it to the creator. What would he want extra burden for when the whole purpose is to praise creator? By doing something good to somebody else. They be missing it.
Yeah, they think worship is dancing, singing, shouting, and running around the church house. Nah, worship is doing something good for somebody else.
They be missing it. Where was I at? This book tells what light, heat, electricity, and gravity are, what causes them, what holds planets in their places, gives them many cycles of times used by the ancients in their tables of prophecy, tales of relativity in 1881 before it was thought up.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? When Einstein was a puppy, right? When he was a little baby, he was a young man. You dig what I'm talking about? Oahspe was already breaking down relativity, and then it not only gave you E equals MC squared, right? It gave you M equals EC squared.
Yeah.
It didn't just tell you about how the energy went out. It told you how the energy went in.
And created matter. Yeah. Oahspe tells you. Yeah. Because Einstein came up with the E equals MC squared, which he was on point about when it comes to Oahspe. But what they don't know is how to turn energy back into matter. You see what I'm saying? And Oahspe sits there and gives you the mechanism to how that happens. Now, the other thing that you got to consider is, Oahspe gave you all this information before Einstein, but here's where Einstein got it wrong. He sat there and told science, and it's become dogmatic to this day in conventional science. He sat there and convinced science that mass is what produces the motion, when it's actually the motion that produces the mass.
Yes.
Wow.
Man.
Totally.
Man. Listen, you don't got a big homie who is breaking down fusion and fission, mass quantum weights. You dig what I'm talking about? And the atomic structure of the universe. You dig what I'm talking about before 10 o'clock in the morning. You don't have big homies like that.
And if you do, boy, you blessed.
So come on, get you some. Come on home, because Creator been calling you anyway. He been calling you to this higher light anyway, and you know it. Try to say I'm lying. You know I ain't lying. That little itch to, man, it's gotta be, man, what's going on? Yeah. He been calling you for years. You see, the thing is, it wasn't for you to come at the spooky time. It was to come, right, when you could understand it.
When you was ready for it.
Listen, the only people that go against Oahspe never read it.
Yeah, I was going to say that. They ain't got no idea that this is in Oahspe.
Or people, the only people who go against Oahspe are people who are not searching for higher light.
Right. Because if they actually read it to try to debunk it, it would actually change them.
It would change you.
It would change you.
Yeah. Cause you gonna deal with the simple fact that what we all dealt with, what we thought we knew was wrong.
Man, that fear-based energy, man, was so heavy on me when I was coming through the Hebrew thing and Christianity, man. I was having nightmares. I just didn't have no peace in my soul. Even though I knew the Creator, because I just felt his always pressing on me. But, you know what I'm saying? But, and it was the Creator that was comforting me from those fears of going to hell forever. You said, I leaned on that. And then I found the higher light, in a sense, running from hell and running to the Creator.
Hey, Jude, I'm going to share something with you, bro. I was along those same lines. I was catching the bus to work this morning, man. And I was thinking about the same thing, about how when I was coming from Christianity and I was reading Oahspe, how I would just be, when I was first reading it, man, I had a Christian mindset. I had a fresh Christian mindset, brother. And I was pouring tears reading Oahspe, man. It was destroying me. It was destroying me, man. It was destroying me. You could ask my father, and I would read Oahspe, and I would be just bawling. Like, I can't believe this.
Dude, I can't believe it. Tell y'all something, and I don't care if you tell nobody else. When the very first time I read through the Book of the Wars. That was the very first book that I read. Right? Then right after that, I went to the story of Yeshu, right?
Oh man.
So I'm like, ain't no way, right?
Yep.
Boy, I go to the Book of Jehovah.
Yep.
Just start from the beginning. Daryl Cosmon is 3:30 in the morning. I'm in the bathroom trying to be quiet. Boo-hooing.
Yep.
Boo-hooing like a
Crying.
big ass baby. Why? Because I knew I wasn't crying for me. I wasn't crying for me. I was crying because the best lady I'd ever known had did the best that she ever did, and she gave me a lie. And it wasn't her fault. She did the best she could. You did what I'm talking about? And she ain't wrong for that.
But you know what? You know what, Calvin? That same thing crossed my mind too, because that same thing crossed my mind too early, because I'm like, damn, I'm like, mama, you know, mama ain't did no wrong. But you know what I'm saying? But she believed in the Bible, but she ain't did no wrong. Grandmama and them ain't never did no wrong, but they believed in the Bible. You see what I'm saying? So when I was shedding them tears, I was shedding them for the same reason. But that was just one of the reasons, you know what I'm saying? Because I knew the whole time that something was off, and when I found it, I couldn't believe it. It was like tears of disbelief for everything.
When I saw just the sheer expansion of the heavens before my eyes, because one of the first books I read was Esther. When I read Esther, just the intro to
Esther first, that's
crazy. I went to Esther first, nigga.
Ouch.
Straight up, nigga. He was like, "Hold on, the old shit you already know. I'm gonna tell you something you ain't never heard." I said, "What?" He said, "I'm gonna show you the heavens in real time, right now." And I had already been through Bible. I already knew Jaja's. I knew the reality of the spiritual world. I just couldn't explain it.
Yeah.
When I saw as above, so below, all of these roadways, all of these gods speaking how they've been here for hundreds, you know, learning with Jaja and just growing. And then I went back to the beginning of the book, and it's a practical guidebook for the understanding of the spiritual world. You ain't got to believe it. I was like, man, this is crazy, shit. And then I lost my daughters. I had some children that passed in infancy. So Selah Shalom was breaking down what happens to the unborn spirits. You know, nigga, I boo-hoo cried. Like, my baby not gone. She protected. Jaja got her. She see something.
It's different. No. Right? It relieves that. Listen, it relieves the fear. That I'm going to burn in hell forever. That's gone.
That part. Out of there.
I ain't out of here. Listen, the crazy part is I be having to reel myself in sometimes because I'm not scared of nothing.
Man.
I was already a short bus shorty anyway. You dig what I'm talking about? So now I'm not scared of anything. I'm scared of not being close to Creator. That's the thing I'm scared of.
Hey, Booker Thor tell you, man, fear is a manifestation of weakness.
Yeah, fear is a manifestation of weakness.
It is a manifestation
I ain't
of weakness.
got no weakness.
Man, and I do fear not knowing my Creator. So hey, if I I'm gonna be weak in that. I'm gonna be weak in that respect.
And then the crazy part is the unfoldment of Creator in creation is science.
Right.
How you learn it?
Right.
How you learn it without the science?
Right. You ain't go. Listen. The crazy part is you ain't right.
Right. You know what you just said, Calvin? You know what you just said there? You pretty much told the scientific community. You pretty much told the scientific community that it's not science that dictates what goes on in reality. It's reality that brought you science.
It's brought you science.
As a system of learning.
Understand the reason why y'all get most of what your theories and theorems wrong is because you don't contemplate on the Creator in the creation.
Right, and they gonna always be incomplete.
Listen, the common sense logic thing is that every creation has a creator.
Right.
That's just logic, common sense. You ain't never, ever seen a creation that didn't have a creator.
That didn't have no creator. You ain't never seen nothing like that. You would have to show. You would have to show in reality something that was created that did not have an intelligence behind it.
You would have to show us in reality, but have to first show nothing. And then it making something.
Right. Ain't no such thing as nothing. You ain't gonna never find that. You ain't gonna find that anywhere.
All things are.
You can't perceive it with your eyes.
Because even nothing is something itself.
Come on, man.
Listen, boo-hooing like a baby. 3:30 in the morning. Nick, what?
All right, bros, I gotta go, man. I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna get up out of here, yo.
All right.
Big bro, down, man. Love you, man.
Hey, love and light to y'all, man. Keep cooking. Hey, send me that document, Calvin.
I got you, bro.
All right, much love. Peace.
Ready to speak.
Let me see. As a matter of fact, while I'm on this, let me do this.
Yeah, Yantante, that's the subjective heaven where the infant children is taken to learn about corporeal things.
Your Tante's still here today.
I know. Yeah, it's stationed in the subjective heavens of the earth.
Y'all make sure that link work right there. You did what I'm talking about. This is just a little breakdown of what it is. Also, something interesting that I wanted to show Daryl Cosmon before he got off, but I'll show him when I'll show him, is this. Well, look what it say. All right, this is just like a little breakdown of, you know what I mean? Or, hold on, I just want to show y'all what it say right here. Can y'all see that? 511.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's a Book of Japheth. They're calling the history of Poe the Book of Japheth.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
They call it the Book of Africa the history of Abraham. The Book of India or Vindu, the history of Brahma. The history of Wata, they call it in the Book of America or Gautama. Interesting. But look, watch this. What about the second book of India, the second book of Africa, the second book of Russia and China? I never looked at it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I still think that's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, I think the histories of Capelia and the histories of Moses and the history of China are the history of their religion. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I do also believe there is an original Book of Japheth. Why? Because we got pages of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not, remember, this is all the history of Poe and all them and Brahma Niwata is in the first book of God.
Right. Yeah, that's in the first book of God.
That's in the first book of God. Well, where is the Book of Japheth? They say it's the history of Poe, but that's the history of Poe. That ain't the history of all Asia.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense though, that you would have a book of a locality, you know, like
my thing is got pages of this. It's a page of this that was left in Oahspe. Did you know that?
No.
Watch this. The Book of Sapphire. Hold on. Watch this. Hold on, let me go down here. Let me pull this up real fast.
Yeah, that first book of God is cold too, though.
Yeah, but I want to show you. Which one is it?
Man. A lot of Christian people should really read that story, that history of Abraham and Hebrews too. That's that first book of God, chapter 9, where Abraham is coming out of Sodom and Gomorrah. They need to really, the whole book really, but they need to check that part out, because a lot of people missing a lot of light on Abraham's light, and they don't know that Abraham had a lot of lies told about him. That's cleared up, you know, in Oahspe.
Yeah, a lot of what you hear about Abraham, Moses, all them is cap.
It's all cap.
Yeah, it's cap.
Ain't no way he's about to kill his own son.
You're right, man. That don't even sound right.
Not even what?
Yeah, it don't sound right. That's you know what I mean? You the man of peace.
But you right.
You dig what I'm talking about? He's gonna kill his son though.
Nah, man, it's crazy work. That's crazy that they really go, and then they try to twist it. I heard a Christian teacher say, well, you know, Abraham and Isaac represents the father and Jesus, and when Isaac grabbed the sticks and put it on the thing, that's Christ carrying the cross. I said, brother, you doing too much, man. you trying to compare apples to oranges, dude, and it's not gonna work in the end because it's all cap. That never even happened like that. But you wouldn't know that unless you read through Oahspe.
Now watch this. Can you see that?
Yeah, I see it. That's fire.
This is the book of Safa. Right?
Yeah.
This is from China, right? And this is dealing with the Baogan god. This is the god who deals with the blood and the sacrifice and the actual frying of human, flaying niggas. Wow. That's where that whole idea of drink my blood, eat my flesh, all that idea extends even before Egypt existed, before Sumer. It's old, right? Now, this is a star chart, right? An old ancient Israelite star chart, and it's telling you these. It's a star chart from the east, but it's also representing the tribes. Each one of these represents a tribe, and the people are represented by certain animals because the style and way they lived.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Right. So you got little baby deers and camels and. You know what I mean?
It's the same how they liken lion to Judah and Naphtali to the goat and and all that. Yeah.
Right. So they got different types of birds, and this is why they call Israel the bird people.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it 22 tribes or? Anyway, never mind. What I want to show you is this is where they messed up at. This is the tablet of the Baogan god, right? Origin of the astrological sign Aries, right? Also see what?
Book of Jehovih.
What book of Jehovih?
It says Book of Jehovih was an original book of Oahspe pulled from being in the published Oahspe. But he forgot to remove the reference. What? But the 1882 editor neglected to remove the reference. The Book of Jehovih, so far as is known, is no longer in corporeal existence.
I'm saying it's cap. I'm saying that's cap. It is in existence, and it don't matter. Guess what? We can go get it.
What you mean?
You think information just disappears? Didn't he say, with this sense you will be able to read the libraries of heaven?
Facts.
Nigga, I can go get the nigga who wrote this to explain this to me. Huh? This how you dominate the spirit. This how you time travel, y'all. You don't get into a machine and go to time. You go into self and you bring time to you. Yeah, this is why they say Cosmon crazy. Crazy like a goddamn fox.
He said it's no longer in corporeal existence, homie. That don't mean it don't exist.
That don't mean it ain't in existence. Y'all know that ain't no energy ever lost. Huh? So if an experience produces an energetic wave at any time, it's recorded. It existed. You don't go to time. You bring time to you, and then you replay the niggas who was living that life like a video. I can see it firsthand, see what he was seeing, taste what he was tasting, smell what he was smelling. Like an all-encompass movie. And then guess what? I can pop that one out, pop another niggas in from a different experience, same shit. This is the misunderstanding of time travel. Oahspe will get you together, nigga. And I'm hella niggery. So it ain't about being, I'm holier than thou. It's not about that. It's about realizing you small to understand you big. It's about realizing you big to understand you small. What? It's a book of Japheth, and it ain't the history of Paul. So guess what? That means if it's a hit, I know my father, he do things orderly. He don't miss nothing. So where is you told me that, first of all, you go on to tell me something so amazing. It's one of the most amazing things that stand out in Oahspe to me, period. Above a lot of things. It says in China today that produces on average the shortest people in the world. Right? That less than 20,000 years ago, it produced the tallest people in the world. Literal dumbass giants.
Damn.
Right? So that just blows my little wig back. Where that history? Huh? You even give us history on caveman types, but you don't give us history on the Denisovan. I know my father ain't missed that. You gave us history on the Mongol. Huh? You gave us history on the Persian. You gave us history on the Algonquins. One of the most important people and the first. You don't? Huh? Them people in Asia had everything that we got, super high rises and pyramids. They had them bigger. This stuff over there in Asia so big. Listen, they got pyramids so big, you could fit 9 pyramids. 9 of the Giza, the ones on the Giza Plateau, 9 of them in just of one of these goddamn damn near 100 mounds and massive pyramidal structures that they found over in Asia within the last year. Remember, this light followed just like the sun, east to west. Right? Now we got that high raised society in America. We the sun kingdom.
Thanks.
But it in here, right? So guess what we gonna find?
What's that?
We gonna find the beginning. Pond. It's gonna happen in my lifetime. I'm absolutely sure. When they found that they had massive underground areas under the ground that looked like structures and buildings, I said, yep, it's just a matter of time.
Right. Yeah, they finna find all kind of stuff. And so much, like I said, it's the information age. So much stuff is expected to come out that I'm just waiting to see the next level of it, because there ain't no stopping Jaja light.
The thing is, though, they may show us and niggas still not believe it.
Hey, that's true too.
They showed them Yanaguni. They tried to argue that was made by water. Literal buildings were carved in whole turtle structure,
They
different
said it was made by water.
man-made objects and all that stuff with steps and stairs and plateaus was all created by water.
Wow, that's ignorant as hell.
With perfect right angles.
That's like saying God is light. Not because it's Christ.
It's just as idiotic. You dig what I'm talking about? But look, we ain't tripping. It's a book of Japheth somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere.
That's dope.
You dig what I'm saying? Hold on, let me get back to where we was at.
Wing Anderson, cold boy.
I told you, Wing, my dog. Wing, one of the coldest. Wing, one of the coldest faiths to do this shit. You dig what I'm talking about? I gotta give it to him. Wing cold. And that's why I gotta read his book. So I'm gonna do like Sis do was doing.
Oh yeah, like Auntie Pam was doing for a while. Yeah, that was dope. I used to love them reads.
Yeah, do something like that. Read through that. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, that'd be fire, bro.
Where was we at? Okay. Another book of the 36 containing it says.
Hey, Kaz.
Yo.
I'm gonna drop off real quick. I gotta run, but I just want to give you love and light, man. Salute to the family, bro. I'll be back in a minute.
For sure, my guy, man. Salute, man. Love, light, balance.
Yes, sir. All right.
You know what it is.
Yeah.
Salute out everybody, man. Y'all hit that sub button, man. Get them subs up, man. We 30 from 1,000. Let's go, man. Getting it cracking this year. You dig what I'm saying? Let's go. We 30 from 1,000. Share the live out. Let's get it. This Origins of Oahspe number 262. We putting in that work, right? Jehovih Chronicles number 262. And it's well over 300, damn near 400 videos, some up here. 400 plus. I'm sure of it. You dig what I'm saying? I had to look back at it and see what the exact number is. But yeah, I know it's over 400. Because I do a lot of stuff that I don't label as a Jehovah Chronicle. You dig what I'm saying? But let's get into it. This book tells us what light, heat, electricity, gravity, etc. are, what causes them, what holds planets in their places, gives the many cycles of times used by the ancients in their tables of prophecy, tales of relativity, curvature of space, the lens effect of our planet's atmosphere. Did y'all know that? If you didn't know that our atmosphere has a lens effect, like a magnifying glass on the planet. If you didn't know that, hit me with a 1 in the chat. If you did know that, hit me with a vortex. Why? Because you know why the planet has a lens effect. Huh? Right? The lens effect of the planet's atmosphere and the other recent discoveries of our astrophysicists. Now, mind you, we didn't have astrophysics at the time Oahspe was created, and yet it's breaking it down. Another book of the 36 contained in Oahspe gives keys to ancient languages, right? We just looked into it, just the book of Sapa, right? We just looked into that. And many of the rituals used in ancient secret orders. A book titled Discipline, right, gives a method of developing spiritual powers, prophetic abilities, and extrasensory perceptions. That's true, y'all. Oahspe has a book in it called the Book of Discipline, right, where it teaches you how to develop spiritual powers, prophetic abilities, and extrasensory perceptions. Right? Remember, it's extra sense. Right? You have to be born with a sense. Right? So it's something you already have, you're just not using. Right? The book of discipline teaches you how to perceive it and use it. That's the dope part. You ain't got to believe me, but it's in there. Almost a century ahead of its time, this book, Oahspe, or the Book of Earth, Sky, and Spirit. Now, in the educational field, we find that recent discoveries in education and psychology were all of them were foretold, and a method of child training was given, which all progressive educators are endeavoring to put into practice and have put into practice now. Any of the good learning that you ever had in school, Oahspe predicted it before it existed, before government ran schooling even existed. It predicted that. Right. All the greatest learning methods. Even today, for y'all who didn't see, man, y'all check out. I put up the post about the kids who live with these blindfolds on and who can see blind. They can drive. They can. You dig what I'm talking about? They ride bikes. They do hurdles and obstacles, courses, and all this stuff. They can see, just not with their eyes. So like they have real eyes, right? But you put a blindfold on them and all that stuff. You dig what I'm saying? And then tell them, hold up something. You dig what I'm talking about? You hold up a knife. You dig what I'm talking about? They'll be like, oh, it's a knife. Blindfolded. What's on this card? Right? Oh, it's an apple. Right? Hold up the letter. Right? A letter sealed. A sealed letter. Right? They'll tell you who it's from and what's on the paper without being able to see. They can ride bikes. That's a teaching that's taught in Oahspe. That's going to be taught in Shalom. How to not only see color, but to hear color. Not only hear color, but taste color. Not only taste color, but feel color. That type of learning is taught in Oahspe. Right? Yeah. So color makes light and sound. You ever played the blues? You ever felt blue? Just saying. Right? That type of teaching and that style of teaching, right? How to tell what the chemical makeup of a thing is by exploding it or hitting against it, right? To where it ring out and make a sound, where you can tell what substance it was, right? What caused the sound and how far it is away from you by the travel to its ear, to your ear, to judge that distance and to tell you what color was produced by the sound or the bang. Yeah. Those type of teachings are what we teaching our kids in Shalom. I don't know what y'all doing. That's going to be taught in Leviticus. That's going to be taught in Shalom. Yeah. We getting up out of the cities, y'all. Yeah, if y'all didn't know, yeah, we out of here. But it's almost a century ahead of its time. It's way more than that. Because all the stuff that Oahspe say, or how you should teach the children and all that stuff, we don't all do all that. It's still some stuff that man hasn't implemented yet. Now, strange indeed would it have been, right? Listen, strange indeed would it have been if God had not given humanity an answer to the countless questions born of these perilous times. Huh? That would have been strange if the God didn't give you no answers. Didn't come in 2000, he ain't say nothing to y'all niggas. So much stuff going on. Shouldn't somebody come with us some answers? Huh? The answers is called the book of Sky, Earth, and Spirit. Huh? It would have been strange if God didn't give some type of answer to the countless questions. I mean, how many times have you said the Lord's Prayer? How many times you think it's been said in the last 2,000 years? Or just 100 years? Now, after a study of Oahspe, to watch the present worldwide transfiguration scene is like seeing a play. It's like watching a play. The theme, the treatment, and the conclusion of which is familiar. Why? Because we read it. And we watching it play out just like it say it's gonna play out. It's crazy. Now, the object, listen, this is why I wanted to get into it. The object of Oahspe is not to supplant former Bibles. So all that, we remixing, rocking up, re-rocking the Abrahamic, well, that ain't cap. Huh? Right? We're not doing what you're doing. We're not saying what you're saying. As a matter of fact, Oahspe is the only book in the world saying what it's saying. That's why it's a primary. Right? Right on the cover. Let me where that cover at? Boom. Oahspe, a primary. Because it's the only one saying what it's saying in the world. And ain't no other sources. It didn't come from nowhere. No, this nigga didn't gather this shit together by himself and then sat down and wrote a book. No. It's stuff in here no man could know. It's a primary what for the spiritual and practical enlightenment and development of individuals, me and you, groups, gang, and humanity, everybody. For our glory and happiness and for the consideration of the whole. Right? Well, let's go back here. It's a primary. Oahspe is not saying what nobody else is saying. This is why it's dope. The object of Oahspe is not to supplant former Bibles, nor Vedas, nor other sacred books, nor is Oahspe a revision or compilation of any of them. But it is a new Bible, a new collection of books. It is rather a collection of books comprising the causes. This Bible tell you the cause of all other Bibles. When, who, where, and what. With revelations of the heavens also. Other Bibles have been for a certain tribe or race of people only. This one is for all races and peoples on the earth, showing how the former sacred books were parts of one stupendous plan of our Father for bestowing light upon mortals. Now, through Oahspe, we learn why the Chinese became Confucians, why the Hindus became Brahmins and Buddhists, and why the Western migratory people became Jews and Christians. Do you know why? Need to read it. In Oahspe, we find the necessity for this revelation, which provides for the fellowship of all peoples. Right? This is why we rock with everybody. This is why we don't turn nobody down, but we don't take you trying to push the fallacy onto other people. We gonna expose that. It's not your fault. We just punching on your God. My question is, why you hollering? Because you sure can't stop me. And that's another question. Why can't your God stop us? If he see us over here tearing a hole and stuff, whooping all on y'all back, whooping on you, whooping feet over this mug. Huh? Like y'all say, hey, like the West Coast Connect say, hey, create a gang or don't bang. We be over here whooping feet. The only one to get a commission's a loss. Whoop on every one of your high-raised so-called spiritual gurus from the Hebrews and the Christians and the Buddhists. The Brahmins is really the only ones that's smart. They stay far away from them. But I done got a couple of them too. I done whooped on them. Them was before my YouTube days though. But I wish I would have recorded them. They might still be somewhere. I done whooped on some of everybody. Right? But it's not them. It's the God. Right? And Oahspe don't need no crutch. It don't need me to protect it. Not at all. You're welcome. Go through it. Tear it down. Find something false in it. Oahspe the only spiritual book that says it's not immaculate. Wait a minute. Every other spiritual book, Cosmo, say it is immaculate. It's infallible. It come from God. It can't be wrong at all. Even when it contradicts itself, it's not wrong. Oahspe the only spiritual book tell you, nigga, can't listen. Ain't no way everything can be in a book. That'd be a book still being written. Huh? Oahspe is not a revision or compilation of any of the Bibles, the Vedas, or any sacred text. It's not a revision. It's not saying what they're saying. It's saying something totally different, and it is the primary source in the world for what is being said. Right? Other Bibles have been for a tribe or race only. Right? This one is for all races and peoples on the earth, showing how the former books were parts of one stupendous plan of our fathers for bestowing light upon mortals. This is why we don't hate. We ain't hate. We saying come home. Huh? In Oahspe, we find the necessity for this revelation, which provides for the fellowship of all peoples. It is also the only Bible that reveals the affairs of the angels of heaven, what they do, how they live, how they travel, and the parts of many of them that many of them play with mortals. Ever heard of a guardian angel? What's their angelic rank called? What do they do? You ever had a feeling your family was watching over you? Huh? Wanna know why? Because it has to be your family. Uh-oh. They didn't explain that to you. They didn't explain that a guardian angel is called an Ashar. The Ashars write the records of your life, but they are your ancestors. Right? And it's more than one. They work in shifts of 4. But anyways, that's another thing. Because see, we got the only book that tell you what angels do in heaven, how they travel, and how they interact with mortals. In fact, right, it reveals to us heaven is worth living for. Ooh-wee. The reading of Oahspe is an undertaking worthy of most assiduous care. It is not a book for the casual, superficial reader, but for the most earnest, persistent seeker of light. Right? They be saying they don't get it. We be saying we understand why. You can't. Why? Because this is not for the weak. It's not for superficial people or readers. This is for the people who are earnest, the people who keep going, the people who are game about being a seeker of light and information and truth. With humble but firm assurance, the following is offered as a correct method of study, right? Begin at the first page and read chapter by chapter. Now, is another dope part about Oahspe, especially if you get the older versions, you got the higher and lower books, right? That's one thing. Like when you get the real Oahspes, they have a heavenly version for a time and an earthly version for the exact same time. That's another part about Oahspe, because it tell you about what's happening in the heavens, but it tell you the effects about what happened on the earth. And then scientifically, we're able to go back in time, and science proves exactly what Oahspe is saying every time. That's why I even though I don't believe in Oahspe, or didn't, you did what I'm talking about, I now know that a lot of it is absolute truth. Everything that I checked up on, and I try to debunk it. I don't go into it. I think about it like a skeptic, right? Because I want to think what y'all thinking, right? So when y'all come at me with that, I can weigh you out with it, right? We done already did a lesson on it, got a whole breakdown on why you saying what you saying, right? And give another way of looking at it. But begin at the first page and read chapter by chapter. The 3 books titled Cosmogony and Prophecy, Safa, and Bond's Book of Praise may be omitted at the first reading of Oahspe and reserved for later assimilation. Yeah. Because I get why he's saying that. You dig what I'm talking about? Because, you know, a lot of that get into the languages, into the science, and into sound frequency resonance, right? That's what Bond's Book of Praise is about. A lot of people don't know what Oahspe is about: sound and science and creation and shit. You just excuse my French. Now, that's cool. You can leave them out and read them later. I ain't got nothing against that. But listen, do not skip around in Oahspe in an effort to secure a quote-unquote general idea of the contents. When this is attempted, a state of confusion, a state of cognitive dissonance results, which is detrimental to a true understanding of its contents. Oahspe is a book of spiritual light and truth. You gotta know if what I'm saying is right. I'm telling you, this is absolutely true. I know that, right? But until you go into it yourself and prove this for yourself, all you got is belief on what Cosmon's saying. But this is why Cosmon show you, right? So you see, I'm not just talking. I'm not saying it's in there. Well, I've said 1,000 times it's in there, but he's saying it's in there. This was written 100 years ago. Shit. Yeah, so I ain't making this up. Oahspe is a book of spiritual light and truth. Prove it for yourself, y'all. Prove that to yourself. I'm saying it is, but prove it to yourself, right? It is presented in such form that each chapter is dependent for part of its meaning on chapters preceding it. Right? This is why we say don't read it out of order. Failure to follow this vital narrative in its given sequence leads to grave misunderstanding of the text. Where the books are superimposed, or read the topmost one. Remember, I was telling you about the heavenly view and the earthly view. The top book and the lower book, they're written on top of each other, literally in the book. Y'all, you will see it when you get you one. You dig what I'm talking about? Especially if you get an old one. Where the books are superimposed, read the topmost one entirely through and then the lower one immediately afterwards. Right? In these, like these ebooks, PDFs, they'll come one right after the other. That's how it's set up. You dig what I'm saying? But in the old Oahspes, they're top and bottom if you read them out the book. It says failure to follow this vital narrative in its given sequence leads to grave misunderstanding of the text. Where the books are superimposed, read the topmost one through thoroughly and then the lower one immediately afterwards. The upper books pertain to heavenly history. The lower books contain contemporaneous earth history, right? Oahspe is pronounced O as in o'clock, Ah as in father, and speak as in speak. On 100 fields of eager research, science is making or about to make discoveries that proclaim Oahspe, as the ultimate textbook. That's what this is. It's not a Bible, it's a textbook. A textbook of what? Perfected science, Oahspe calls us objective spiritualists. And that's all I wanted to bring forth, man. Just the origins, right? Because a lot of people think, oh, this is spooky and blah, 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 blah. Ain't nothing spooky about that, right? Ain't nothing spooky about science. Y'all want to come up? We kick it for a hot minute. Or I'm going to just go ahead and get up out of here. You dig what I'm talking about? I ain't going to keep y'all long. Early in the morning up here running my mouth. You dig what I'm saying? But shout out for everybody to come through. You dig what I'm talking about? Love light out there, man. You dig what I'm talking about? Yeah. You dig what I'm saying? Hey, listen, and don't try to rush it. Don't feel like you gotta get this. You don't. You're not right now. It's gonna come to you. It's gonna come to you. Creator says, I am the most easily and readily understood thing in all creation. You can't mistake me. Even when you're wrong, you're right. Even when you're right, you're wrong. It's crazy. I know. You dig what I'm saying? But I think we're going to go ahead, rock up out of here today. Who we going to play, man? We're going to show my brother T-Bruce some love today, man. Go ahead, man. And let me play the video, bro. Stop striking my shit. You ain't doing it on purpose. I know you're not. But let them, when I let them know that I can use the thing. So when you go back into your just let them know that yeah. You know the boy good, man. Hey man, I hope y'all got a little something up out of this. I ain't gonna keep y'all too long. You dig what I'm saying? Y'all know what I need you to do. You dig what I'm saying? But as always, you know we come to balance all balances and check all checks because you know what happens next. And you see that butterfly vortex. Hey, I just need y'all to breathe in and let that light in. Up early in the morning. What you doing, Cosmo? Up early in the morning kicking clouds. Yeah, man. Big Anakwakaiki, man. The cloud kicker. You dig what I'm talking about? And we gone, man. Hey, y'all breathe in. Let that light in. I'm Cosmo, and I'm out. Peace.
We dreamers.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's when we're sleeping. Yeah, we dreamers. We dreamers. Bring it to fruition. Okay, it's reality. Oh yeah. ACT, you got Know that my prayers go high, it's elevators on high. That's where my maker reside. I'm just his player besides my tribulation, my pride got in my way, but my God so liberating, yeah. So why you facing what you facing? It's really related, heavily sedated. Don't be for the taking. My peace I hate it, hard to break it. They try to shake it. What come with them sizes at stake? That bill you cannot repay it. Yeah, a demon slide, I'ma have to slay it. Around pests all my life, now I ain't gotta spray it. Got that water on its way, gon' have to convey it. Got heavenly power in my house and I ain't gotta pay it. No, but spread love be my MOTIVE. But they whining like CC, full of laughter like hee. Heath Ledger go ha ha. All the praise to my dada. I've been drinking that agua. Now you might think it's sci-fi. Must been on that la. I'm so connected Wi-Fi. So disconnect that rah-rah like Sada. No magical, my creator magical. Frightened that's an act, but I be studying like my daddy though. Miss my daddy though. Blame my father's what my family broke. Trying to break the choke. Devil's thirsty till I'm grab a coke. They don't want the smoke. Well, I'll load them in my catapult. Wide toe. Spirit got my back. That's a ladder. And we dreaming. Cold world in your freezing. We have them type of seasons. Supply a reason. I tell you singing is believing. I tell you singing is believing. Now if you're dreaming. Cold world in your freezing. Cover up while you're sleeping. Supply a reason. I tell you singing is believing. I tell you seeing is believing. Sometimes I wanna hide out. Bump that I just ride out. Ain't no time to time out. Gotta work and put that time in. Laugh and keep from crying. Fight done throw that tile in. On my mug like Shaolin. He blowing me up, I'm dialed in. Can you answer that? Stop the cheating while you glancing back. Keep enhancing that. And he'll bless you with expansion packs. Real and that's the facts. Real surreal, not talking Apple Jacks. We them boys that attack. Every day like every game is action packed. Yeah, I know he perfect. Timing never right when I be fighting with the serpent. I know he know I see him. Why he plotting, why he lurking. I just watch him, no detergent. And it's all up on the person with the working man. Cold world in your freezing. We have them type of seasons. We try to reason. I tell you singing is believing. I tell you singing is believing. Now if you're dreaming. Cold world in your freezing. Cover up while you're sleeping. Supply a reason. I tell you singing is believing. I tell you singing is believing.
And oh yeah, put that Super 7 in the air. Tell me how you feel it when you're feeling up there. When you in the sky breathing rarefied air. When you're breathing rarefied air, oh yeah. Put that Super 7 in the air. Tell me how you feeling when you feel it up there. When you in the sky breathing rarefied air. When you're breathing rarefied air, just that job F, that chow mein, that pepper bull, that towel main, since sunset in the arc of Wayne, my brain moving like Tao saying, so ass above, it's so below, that up and that down thing, this flow is atmospheric, I call that a ground game, see water is knowledge, so if I'm teaching, you're learning, so how your God make a sun without vortexing and current, see the pattern is ponic, I'm reaching out for my people, Oahspe flow through your speakers, you feel the force of the equal, and when the force gets the equal, I'm taking off like an eagle, police popped the pastor yesterday for pushing put equal, my DNA is Moshe, mix that thing with higher water, my spirit rate is OTN, it's just a higher order, got more light than Kavita, rap a lot just like Tila, went from sinner to saint, shout out my big homie Sela, got more torque than a sports car, got more work than a doorstop, and the 4 million I make, I'm giving the doctor my oh yeah. Put that Super 7 in the air. Tell me how you feeling when you're feeling up there. When you in the sky breathing rarefied air. When you're breathing rarefied air, oh yeah. Put that Super 7 in the air. Tell me how you feeling when you feel it up there. When you in the sky breathing rarefied air. When you're breathing rarefied air, oh yeah. Super 7 in my rites and ceremonies. I'm married to Jehovah, holy matrimony. Confucius say, in the words of Caillou, before you hit the tomb, be a bridegroom. Only got one question for Miss Susan B. On how to last Ahu when it's now a ennui. Blame my inspiration, I'm just thinking thoughts. But in the way of God, we gon' keep it short. Why Jesus wanna kill me, Matthew 10:34. Just a couple questions that I'm needing to know. Oahspe flow is so potent, set the vortex in motion. Super 7, I'm floating across the Aegean Ocean. Oh, you a Muslim now, so I guess you make it Salat. Well, I'm a Israelite, I'ma make the method Shabbat. Got Moses on the bumper, super slap off in my spaceship photosphere. So I stay lit, peace and light to the faith is so yeah. Yeah, put that super 7 in the air. Tell me how you feeling when you're feeling up there. When you in the sky, breathing rarefied air. When you're breathing rarefied air, oh yeah. Put that super 7 in the air. Tell me how you feeling when you feel it up there. When you in the sky, breathing rarefied air. When you're breathing rarefied air, oh yeah.